Hi guys, what we're going to do today is talk about more photo composition tricks and tips. And this one is going to be a lesson on balance. There are two ways to achieve balance that are typically understood in photographs. One is symmetric balance, where both sides are similar or the same, and the other is asymmetric balance, where things are slightly different and they kind of offset each other. I'll give you a link to this page. Go ahead and read through all of these things. They've got an exercise on here that may help you. You don't have to do this, but if you're struggling with how to complete your photographs for the assignments, then maybe you do want to use this bunch of rocks idea. Up to you. Take a look at symmetric and asymmetric balance and read through that information. Once you do, it may be a good idea to go through and do a Google search of photographs with symmetric balance, just so you can understand what the heck they're talking about. And it's pretty easy to understand, even without reading, that symmetric balance is where things are the same on both sides. What I have got for my picture is this is something I took a photograph of a vase in a museum in Greece that is a very symmetric balance. If you draw a line straight down the middle, you see that the two sides are the same, right? So that's a good piece of symmetric balance. What I wanted to show you is the difference between that and asymmetrical balance. So looking at some of these photos, asymmetry, these columns in the background are balanced with this log in the foreground. Bike, window, not the same, but they balance. Balloons, sunset or sunrise, sunshine, balances. Take a look at some of these asymmetric balance photos in the world here. What I have from my example, photos that I've taken somewhere in the world, this right here, asymmetric balance. I have two things that are clearly different. I've got a boat and I've got a lighthouse off in the distance. You see how the boat is really big and the lighthouse is really small, but somehow they balance each other out in this photo. Draw a line down the middle, you get the idea. Symmetric, asymmetric, right? So what I want you to do is go through and read this information about symmetric and asymmetric balance. I want you to look at some examples of symmetric and asymmetric balance. And then I'm going to have you take two photos, one where you've got symmetric balance and one where you've got asymmetric balance. Be really kind of intentional about this. Make sure that your photos do demonstrate those two things. And then send them in the form if you can. The Google form that you're going to have for this lesson should have a space to send those two photos. Not very many, but a few of you are having trouble with that. And if you are having trouble with that, make sure you send me the pictures some other way. That's my email address. It's still under my maiden name. And that is my phone number that I have set up just for text messages. So you can send it to either of those places. If you have trouble finding where this information is, I posted it up way back March 24th. So just scroll right down in the stream on your class and you should be able to find this page. It's got all these details about my practice and my office hours and the things that my codes and reminds and stuff like that. So go ahead and get those pictures taken, symmetric and asymmetric balance. I'll show you a few more examples before I head out here. These are all from my trip to Greece. So this is a nice piece of symmetry. Right down the middle, same on both sides. Asymmetry. Right down the middle, same, no. Symmetry. Asymmetry. So go ahead and take two photos, one with symmetric balance, one with asymmetric balance, and turn those in where I ask for them. And again, if you cannot turn them in correctly, make sure you send them to me somehow. And if you're struggling with how to get these pictures or what to take photos of, look at this idea right here, the collect a bunch of rocks idea. Anyhow, good luck. Make sure you get that to me by Friday, and we'll have another one of these next week.